All right, everyone, welcome back to the Coyote Radio Show and podcast. We got a killer guest today. Great musician, great writer, and just a good dude all the way around. Mr. Arlo McKinley's joining us today, and couldn't be more thrilled that he's headlining Pickin in the Backwoods Music Festival. I've been a fan for years, and I'm just great that, this whole thing has come together the way it has. And 33 bands in 2 days is something that's pretty wicked. So I hope everyone can come. There's a link in the description. Um, it's very limited. We're only selling 600 tickets, and here's the reason why. We want people to enjoy the music. So your level of comfort has a big part to do with that. So there's not going to be long lines for anything, so to speak. Uh, there's going to be room for camping. You can bring your chairs, you can bring coolers in. We want to invite people to bring an instrument if they want to jam around the fires at night. But yeah, very cool vibe. Great way to see and listen to music. And these artists are amazing. Like I said, 33 bands, 2 days. It's going to be a good time. And yeah, and one last thing too, I want to throw in there with about that. Use the promo code Coyote, save yourself $10 on each ticket. So better get them while you can because I got a good feeling that this could possibly sell out. Being it's the first year ever doing it, once the word really gets out of what this really truly is, I think it will uh, go quick. So get them while you can. We're also going to talk to Arlo about new music. He's got a live record that's going to be coming out soon, hopefully. We're going to talk about that, just what he's been up to, touring plans. It's been a few years since he's been on the show, so great to have him back. Before we do that, though, we got to give it up for the sponsors. Duke's Indy, one of the greatest honky tonks in the country. Got to go to a show there, eat some fried chicken. DukesIndy.com. Links in the description. You won't regret it. Trust me. Great venue. And for the whiskey and bourbon drinkers, you got to go check out Bard Distillery. They're in Muhlenberg County there in Kentucky. Yeah, I know a lot of guys like to travel around on the bourbon trail. Stop in there, take a little tour. Great people, great bourbon. You know, I'll make a believer out of you. Trust me. You go check out that Cinder and Smoke. It's good stuff. Uh, yeah, check out their website, thebarddistillery.com. And got to give a shout out to Jam Nation, of course. They are both a sponsor of this podcast and the festival. Thank you so much. It's a really cool app that's getting quite the buzz right now. It's new and it's a way that fans and artists can connect. It's all based on your streaming. Kind of counts and records where you are, how much you listen to a certain artist, and certain perks or kickbacks can happen with that, like early access to tickets or free merch, or there's all, it just really depends. But we're going to do a whole separate podcast just about this app. The founder's going to jump on here and we're going to hatch out all the juicy details about it. I have it downloaded now. It's really cool. I like it. Easy to use, easy to navigate. Check out jamnation.com for more details on that. And I think that pretty much covers everything. Let's go talk to my buddy and see what Arlo's got to say. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another one. We got a great guest today. Mr. Arlo McKinley's with us. What's going on, man?
What's up, bub? How are you?
It's been good. I've been busy playing at a festival, which you know about because you're playing and work and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, man, life. Just life in general. Getting back at it and after some time off and I don't know, it's getting back into shows and kind of just easing back into things. So yeah, it's good. It's good to see you. Good to talk to you. Excited to come down and play the festival for sure.
Yeah, I got the look and I think you were my when I started this podcast a few years ago due to COVID because there was nothing else going on. Uh,
Yeah,
you were
right.
my third guest. So now
Yeah,
I think this is like I could be wrong, but I think it's 133 now. That's
really.
that's
Dude,
crazy.
like I was having a conversation with someone about like something kind of similar the other day, just like how a lot of us like kind of cross paths during that time, and it's cool to like still like to still be able to do this, like how we did that back then, and the world was just fucked, and we didn't know like what was ahead of us or anything, and
Right.
and that a lot of people are still like kept in touch with each other, and like success of certain podcasts and artists, and people are still kind of doing the thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's cool. So congratulations on your end, man, for keeping it going
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah, it's good.
Really, I mean, it's just been fun, really. I
Yeah,
try not to be so uptight and you know how some of these shows can be. This is more of a hangout and people tell me when they listen, they feel like they're just chilling with us, you know?
yeah. I always find those to be like the more the enjoyable ones anyway for me. The ones I don't know, like right now, and it's like of course we'll talk about the show and stuff like that, but it's kind of just better like when you're just kind of like hanging out and talking, like when it's like album time and you're out like pushing a record or something, you kind of it almost becomes like robotic in a way. You're just kind of
Yeah,
answering the same 10 questions every time. You kind of know what it's going to be like. Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of I like these formats a little bit better.
right. Well, hell, speaking of that though, we do got to ask, you know, you put out three songs here this year, Borrowed and Blue. I mean, the killer tracks.
Yeah,
What
thank you.
what's so is that I'm assuming the sneak peek of the future of what we got a whole record
Um,
behind this or what's kind of the details?
it's kind of it's it it was in a way, yes, it was kind of just to do something that I was kind of just getting to the point where I was making a lot of like I'm recording at home all the time. I like making home demos and stuff like that, and I was really wanting to just kind of get into the studio and do something, and especially after like taking that time off that I did when I like left tour and took time off. I kind of wanted something to I don't know. I just kind of wanted to get my feet back in the water a little bit and put out a few songs, and then it kind of turned into something a paying tribute in a way, kind of to a couple like songwriters who have like influenced me along the way, because like one of the songs um one is mine that I wrote many years ago, like back in Great Depression days, and then one was written by a guy that used to play with me and Jeremy back before Great Depression, who's now my bass player, Ben Cochran. Place to Sleep was written by him, and then I picked Chamberlain song, who I've always given a lot of credit to for uh, influencing me musically, and so I kind of just wanted to I just wanted to put something out, and and I don't know, all three of those songs are just kind of fitting for the time, and but yeah, I don't know. I also just kind of wanted to go back to. I was thinking about it. I hadn't really ever released anything that was just me and a guitar, and so I kind of wanted to do something like that, and it was just something different. Uh, I had done like the last two records with Old Boy and everything, and like the down in Memphis and like the bigger bands and the bigger things. So I just kind of wanted to go into a studio and sit with a guitar and record. I think I did like five songs all together, and then we picked out the ones that I really wanted to go forward with, and then but yeah, and it kind of is. I guess it's all a play into the next album, really, because I've got so many songs. I gotta try to get them out so they can't. They're not all gonna fit on the next album. So I have to put out an EP here and there. So it worked out pretty good. So it was cool.
Yeah. I think some of the best music in the world is just somebody straightforward song and his guitar. just simplify and just like pure honesty or truth behind the song, and that's the most powerful stuff you can get. I don't care how big the band is, you know?
Yeah, and it's true, man. And it's especially like right now at this point with me, like I've been, on the road pretty heavily for the past, I mean, since 2020 as much as I can, besides this last little bit, and like with a full band. And I know for the next like little bit, um kind of getting back to that, I think I'm going to be doing quite a few shows that are like maybe like solo shows or like duo, trio, kind of like strip it back down a little bit because like I always do these solo parts in the middle of our sets usually,
Right.
and the entire show, I hope that the entire show is connecting with the audience, but I don't know. There's always a little. It's always a little different when it's just me up there and connecting with everyone, and it kind of takes it back to kind of where like all these songs sort of begin for me. So I don't know. It's a good feeling. I always like going back to that, and it's been a while since I've done that.
Right. Yeah. I think, well, you took some time away and kind of a reset. Then you know, true fans were getting hungry, like waiting for Arlo to come back. We need some, some more
Yeah,
music, live music. And I saw you Healing Appalachia last year,
yeah,
and so that would have been a while since I don't know how long you were already off before you came back to that one. Was that the first time coming
yeah.
back to stage after the break?
That was the first show back. I think that was like the first show in like 6 months.
Yeah,
It was about 6 months off, and yeah, that was the first show back to
that
everything.
my wife and I were standing there, and I was just like, "Holy shit, this is so good." We
It was
had we had like the chill bumps on the arms and all that, and the crowd was eating it up, man. That was a hell of a show.
it was good, man. That was a show, and it kind of like I don't know when you do things. I don't know, like when you take like breaks or whatever. The world keeps going. Like every music still keeps coming out. And like in 6 months, it doesn't sound like a whole lot of time, but in the scheme of things, in music, like 6 months, like music can come out like that these days. Like, so it's just,
Right,
I don't know. You wonder if people are still going to be like into it as much and whatever. And I knew that like my fans are amazing. I love the people who come out to my shows and my fans. So I knew it was going to be like a fun time, but it really reminded me what the break was for, why I needed to kind of just go and reset and come back and have fun with it again, because I think that's what it all came down to. It just like I needed to get back into a spot where it was just about the music again, about having fun with it, and kind of let all the other stuff just like everything else is going to happen how it's going to happen. I know that if I show up and play a show and the crowd's into it, that's fun. That's what I like to do. And I don't know. I think maybe I lost track of that somewhere along the way. So that show was awesome. I still look at that as one of my, uh, definitely one of my favorite shows within the last few years for sure that I've played. A good way to come back into things.
yeah. Well, then it was too. I was like, I had to like double take. I was like, "Was that Arlo?" Because that's when you came out and you had your hair cut, and I was like, "What the
Yeah,
heck?" So I wasn't
right. Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that was another. Yeah, just a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know. It's another one of those things that that I did just one night out of just changing things up. I don't know. I figured that was about like 20 years of 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 things that I needed to just let go. So it was holding on to some weight. So I figured we'd start fresh and let this kind of pick up everything else and see what happens.
Right. Yeah. 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 I've been following online. I've seen you've been doing some shows now, doing that, and then it, it it's exciting. Thanks for headlining, picking in the backwoods.
Dude, yeah, dude, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited for this, man. It's a great lineup, and yes, I'm excited for it. When this came across, when it fell into my lap and everything. I definitely wanted to be a part of it. A lot of good acts playing, and yeah, it's cool. I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to come up with something totally unique and different than anything else kind of going. It's a honestly, all about the music, really. A lot
Yeah,
of these festivals we talk about all the time. You go to these, like I went to Railbird this year, and I mean, great for the artists, great exposure, but from a fan perspective, like I couldn't enjoy the music amongst 50,000 people. There was like 50,000 people. It was nuts.
yeah, it's hard. I've never been. I've never been to real. I've been like other like I talk about that often. Like, I mean, I don't know when this would have been back in like the mid 2000s or something. I like going to like Bonnaroo or something. Like, it's just hard. Like, I don't know. I went. It was cool. I got to see some like good bands on Modest Mouse, My Morning Jacket, and stuff. But then it's almost, I don't know. Some of those things like take away the feeling of being at a show. I think in a way, and you're sort of like you just sort of it almost just becomes like background music or something for everything else that's going on sometimes,
Yeah.
like if it's so big. Like, I like the smaller kind of festivals, and yeah, definitely not knocking any, thing like for the artist, like wise, for sure I can,
Right. Yeah.
all day, those are going to be good, but I can see like yeah, it's hard for me to want to go to like certain festivals like that where it is just, I don't know, outside, hot, surrounded by people. Like, just that's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people. And
That is.
you kind of get you just get disconnected, I think, a little bit from what you go to what you go to shows for when you like are
Yeah.
in such a big crowd. It kind of like the same feels like some like arena shows, even like it's just the same thing. Some of it's just so big that you're like, how can you really be connected or tuned in to what
Yeah.
the artist is doing? And it's sort of, I don't know. Some
Right.
people like that stuff though, man. It's to each their own, I guess. But yeah, I definitely like
Yeah. I
a
mean, don't get me
more
wrong, it's cool. Well, I still attend and go, but
yeah,
as
yeah.
far as like really connecting to the music, I can't really get there,
It,
you
it,
know. Uh,
it definitely makes it harder to do, I believe, for sure.
so yeah, the whole idea behind this event here is I wanted to bring it down, small it, to like true fans. Uh, this show
Yeah,
is we're purposely like cutting off tickets under, well under 1,000. So
yeah. Like, I love stuff like that. Like how like I mean how they used to do Kicking on the Creek and stuff down in like Eastern Kentucky. Like those little festivals, man. Those are like popping up there for a while, and those kind of don't seem to like be around as much anymore, man. So it's kind of cool to see that. And this festival actually reconnected me in a weird way with William Elliott Whitmore,
oh yeah,
and
I love him.
he's amazing. And Jeremy and I had played with him years and years ago, and we'd opened up for him here in Cincinnati. And yeah, he played. William played here, I guess, not too long ago, and I guess was asking in the middle of the set, like, I played here a while back, and there was a duo, and it ended up being us. And then somehow that got back to me. Someone sent me a video of it, and I was talking to him online about it. So I'm trying to catch up with him down there, which it sounds like I'll be able to. So but yeah, like it's I don't know, it's cool stuff like that. And I think artists like these kind of festivals as well because I don't know, man. A lot of the artists that know each other, it's good when we get to have a day of just like hanging out together. We don't all get to see
Yeah,
each other as much as we would like. So these festivals kind of give us that opportunity as well. And yeah, to just sort of catch up with each other and everything. So yeah, I love stuff like this, man. I'm really looking forward to this one.
yeah. Have you heard of the venue before?
I
Explore
don't,
Brown
I don't,
County.
what is it?
It's called Explore Brown County. It's in
No,
Nashville, Indiana.
no, I don't think I know of the venue
Yeah,
at all.
they've done shows there for 20 years, not many, just like maybe a couple festivals every year. And I was there, I don't know, probably 10 years ago for Muddy Roots did a
Uh,
spring weekender there.
okay.
And I went by myself and I was just blown away at how cool the scenery was. Like it's an old wooden stage. There's like you're surrounded by shade trees in the woods, and there's this nice little opening for people to congregate. And then up on the hill, there's a lake, and people can fish or whatever. And they got zip lines that go through the trees and all kinds of
Right.
shit.
That's awesome. Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's a cool place.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited, man. I'm excited to come down and hang. I'm wanting to hopefully make it for the just to hang for the entire weekend of it. So
Oh, nice.
oh yeah, hoping if everything in my life works out well, I will yeah, because there's
Yeah.
yeah, that's the plan. So we'll see if that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's good to
Uh,
get away, man. It's good to get away to a little place like, and it's not too far from here. I always like little trips like that too, man. That you know, I'll feel so far away from home, but really not, but you're still just out in the woods somewhere, playing
yeah.
music and hanging out with some friends. So
Yeah. Yeah. And anyone listening right now that's planning on coming, like I said, we're trying to do things a little different. This event, you're allowed to bring your instruments. We're heavily encouraging after midnight campfire jams, hangouts like that on both nights. So A Partridge is gonna do some storytelling and music on Friday night to kind of, set the mood and get it going. So
Abe's the man. Abe's
I love
amazing.
him.
Dude, yeah, me too. He's amazing. That's
Yeah,
a he's a he's a special guy right there, man. He really is. He's a talent in so many ways. Like that guy's I don't know. He's that's awesome. I didn't know that till right now. That's awesome.
yeah. I think we were chatting a little bit at Laurel Cove, and we were like, because I wanted him on the bill originally, but there were, I was trying to find a good balance of how many solo acts versus bands, and you didn't want to have too much
Right.
overlay, so didn't quite work out by the time. So I was like, man, there's got to be a way to get Abe in here somehow, and that's what it's like. That'd be perfect. He's the perfect guy for it.
Yeah. Emma's probably like all about it too. Like that guy is like just I don't know, man. He's a really, really, really nice dude. Like I really and I met him at a festival like this kind of I think it might have been kicking it from one of those festivals back around that time around the 2015, 2016, something like that. But yeah, it was one of those like that what you were saying, like people just hanging out in different spots playing music. You walk 10 feet this way and you got a little group of people playing music there and
Yeah,
run this side, people playing music. By the end of the night, all the groups have become one playing, like that stuff's cool. And yeah, I don't know. That's how a lot of us, I mean, a lot of people in music, I think, in the especially a lot of people in this like circle of music kind of like met each other and ran into each other with like little festivals like this. So yeah, I don't know. It's a good thing.
yeah, yeah. And I selfishly, I pit you and Jeremy pretty close on the same day, hoping that you guys might do a song or two together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, we'll see how that goes. I think I don't know, man. I think we both have made it pretty clear that anytime we're together, we
Yeah,
usually try to do something. So, I mean, it's kind of hard not to. That's my best bud, and
yeah,
I was just talking to him. We were messaging actually yesterday, and yeah. So I'm sure I'm sure that's gonna happen. It always does, man. I was happy to see that we were on the same day and pretty close to each other. So
yeah,
I'm sure there'll be a little something going on there.
yeah. Yeah, I just saw him play with Summer Dean was that a week ago or something?
Yeah, I think I had a show here that night, or I was or maybe the night before or something. Or I would have liked to try and I would like to try to make it to that, but yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately I couldn't. But
He I,
yeah,
he gets better. I think every time I've seen him, I don't even know how many times now, but I feel like he gets better and better every time I see him.
he's amazing. He's like he is yeah, he's I don't know, like I really do think he's one of the best. It's one of the best like shows you can see right now. He's I don't know that he's just got a talent that I don't see in a whole lot of places. And I don't know. Yeah, he's something else, man, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, him and you, like I feel like you guys are like I like to use the word authentic. There's no like gimmicky fake stuff, you know. You guys are just being true to who you are and doing your thing. That's what I
Yeah,
like.
and yeah, I mean, I like it too, and I'm glad that people like it now. I think maybe at one point, maybe it wasn't the best thing, or maybe we were a little too much of ourselves. But it's just, and I mean, I've said it many times. I kind of used the way, like, just playing with him for so many years and singing with him, for so long. Just I kind of just like took his way of songwriting, which is just a very honest, kind of straightforward way of songwriting. And that's kind of just what I connected with it very much. I was a fan of his before we were even like friends, really, and
Right.
but we quickly became friends, and then yeah, I don't know, that it was just a good. It was like the I don't know. It was good to see, and I always just kind of tried to follow that little formula of just kind of you know putting yourself out there and telling your story, and you gotta add a little bit here and there, make it a little flashier sometimes. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes our stories are have enough there and to write a whole record about. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I like it. Yeah, I really respect him and what he does, and as a musician, a songwriter, and he's just an amazing dude all around.
Right. Was there anyone on the bill that you didn't recognize or know?
Man, yeah. I mean, quite a. I mean,
I
kind
was
of
definitely
out of it, man.
mixing things up, so people were like, "Who is that?"
Yeah, yeah,
Different.
yeah, for sure. There's like, I mean, there's a, I'm going to be introduced to, I think, quite a bit of new music during this whole event. I'd say it's about a half and half thing. I'd say there for me, actually, like,
Yeah.
which I enjoy. But I mean, because and it's another thing, like, I hate, like, and it's not like complaining or anything, but I love that kind of stuff, like going and seeing new bands being introduced to stuff. Like, it kind of reminds me of a time when I had first kind of started playing in the scene and playing like with John, when I didn't know John R. Miller and didn't know Tyler Childers, didn't know William Matheny, didn't know any of these people, and we're all like playing with each other, and you read, and then you end up, I don't know, you end up seeing some really good talent, and you kind of watch where they go, and I don't know, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that stuff, man. That's the way it always kind of has to go, because then I don't know, you can only do the same show so many times, I think, and then it kind of, you're like, all right, I've seen these three together so many. I don't know. I think it's a good thing to mix it up like that, and it's always good to give some like up and comers, space, and just to keep
Hmm.
it, yeah. I don't know. It's a good thing. Yeah. So I'll definitely be being introduced to some new music that weekend for sure.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, I went nuts with the lineup. Being the first year ever doing this, I got just so carried away. I was like overbooking and everything. I was like, "This is too cool! Like, I love all this music."
Right.
But definitely check out my buddy on opening the day on Saturday. So bring
Okay.
your coffee at an 11 a.m. set because
Yeah.
Dylan Walsh. Have you heard
What wash?
Dylan Walsh? He's been at
Okay.
it for a long time, dude. He's a great writer. Um, yeah, I just all around solo act killer.
Yeah.
So he's done a lot. Like you hear his music, but then he's kind of like what William Elliott Whitmore would do. He would go on the road with all the punk bands, you know.
Yeah.
Dylan, he'd run around flogging Molly and stuff like that. Uh,
Okay.
he's originally from Ireland, so
Okay. Right on.
that makes sense. But
Yeah, for sure.
but he lives here in the States now, and good dude. So you'll have to check him out.
Yeah, for sure.
So, so what else after that, man? Are you doing playing in like a big tour?
Got some things in the got some things in the works. We're working on the I'm trying to get everything in line for the we did that those 2 nights at the Borough a while back where we recorded for the live album. We're trying to get everything in line for that. And then yeah, and then I got some things kind of coming up now. We've kind of just started planning planning the future a little bit. But yeah, there's some things definitely in the in the works. But that the live album is kind of it's kind of the next little project that we're
Yeah,
shooting to get done. But yeah, touring for sure. I think there's going to be a lot of like we were saying earlier, trying to do like maybe some more like listening rooms and maybe going out as like solo or duo trio, maybe like stripping it down a little bit and then still doing the the full band when it's needed, but kind of trying to hit some of these listening rooms. But yeah, just trying to stay busy, stay busy all year, either whether that's being on the road or being in a studio. So
yeah.
and then hopefully I'll be working on the new record before the year is over. So just try to keep at it, man. That's it. It never ends really. There's always something right around the corner.
Yeah. Was there any sort of time state or for the release of that live record? I'm dying to hear it.
Um, it's I know that we're like if I know that we're shooting. It's supposed to. We're definitely shooting for the before the year is out for sure.
Okay, cool.
And so yeah, we actually just had the call, the other day. Actually, was that yesterday, I guess. And I know, I know when we're hoping by. I don't want to say that yet because it's still kind of.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a lot sooner than people think. It was sooner than I think. I think people will be kind
I
of
was happy with before the year's over. That's good enough for me.
yeah, right,
I was gonna
yeah,
ask
and
for it
that
for
that
Christmas or something.
yeah, I think by if everything goes as planned, I think by Christmas you'll know the album very well. You already know the album. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so are you hinting that you're gonna bring me a copy to the festival?
We might be able to listen to a track or two. Might be able,
A sneak
maybe
peek.
work something out. Maybe sneak away for a minute and yeah,
That's
that's what
awesome.
friends do. Friends help each other out. I might have something for you.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Anything else I should know before I cut you loose, man? I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know it's late, but
Hey, man, that's what we do. But no, man, I'm just I'm happy to come out and play this show. And yeah, just everything that I'll be doing will be up at arlomckinley.com. So just keep an eye out there or over at Old Boy Records. They keep everything posted as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep on keeping on, and that's it, man. Just keep doing what I'm doing, and see where the road takes me.
hell yeah, good. Uh, for all you listeners out there too, we've put this promo code out for select listeners, and if you're a fan of Arlo and you're on here listening, use the promo code Coyote and save $10 off that ticket for picking in the backwoods. So I'll leave the link in the description there for you. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, yeah,
So all right, man. Well, I'll uh I'll see you soon. Shit, we're
yeah.
only
Obviously, yeah.
four
It'll be
weeks
here
away
before
or
you
something.
know
I
it.
don't even know.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, it'll be here before you know it, man. We'll have us a good time for sure.